Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel, and thank you so much for joining me. And if you are new, welcome. My name is Elizabeth. I am a medium, divine channeler, spirit extractor specialist, white witch, and divine alchemist, and I also happen to be a divine feminine on the path of ascension. This video is going to be about twin flames in particular. And although my work is for everyone, there are some things out in terms of twin flame information out there that I'm hearing that is not helping people. And we need to understand a lot about this journey. We need to understand why this journey, and I'm hoping that this kind of information that I'm bringing you is helping you to progress. There's a lot of card readers out there. I know that. You can be clicking on tons of those videos, watching them every single day, and getting very obsessed and attached and waiting on union. But it's not going to help. And so I hope that the information that I'm bringing will help you to get into the actual work to be able to transform the blockages, because that's why I'm here. So much of my channeling, my medium readings are helping people to get into those wounds, understand the journey, and transform things so they can move forward. We don't want to be stuck in that cycles, the karmic cycles over and over and over again. So this is where I'm coming from. And I want to talk about union in terms of polarity. And, you know, we hear about polarity, right, with twin flames, divine feminine, divine masculine, and we have a divine feminine counterpart, we have a divine masculine counterpart. And of course, there's a lot of the up and down, back and forth that goes on with that. And why does that happen? I think that's a good place to start. The reason why that happens is because there are actual core wounds under that, and twin flames are the same energy. They're the same exact soul energy in two bodies, and they are mirrors. They are mirrors for each other. Yes, the twin flame experience is there to, first and foremost, wake you up. It's really there to help you to walk back to love, so to speak, help you to become whole, help you to come back to God, help you to come back to source, however you word God. And it's important to recognize that. Does that make that impossible as far as bringing that into a physical relationship? No, it does not. And I think there's a lot of information out there that tends to really discourage the twin flame collective. And when you're already going through pain, when you're already operating from fear, it's so easy to get swept up in that. And the twin flame connection really is something, yes, that's here to wake you up. That's its main function, but it's certainly here to help you to unify in all ways. Whatever that destiny is meant to be is what that destiny is meant to be. But I say, let's go ahead and get into the work and become our greatest version, really just helping ourselves to heal those traumas, all of those wounds, all of those things that we thought we believed were us, but really weren't. Let's get underneath all of that so that way we can holistically heal. And that's going to usher in our best destiny. And if that includes the physical manifestation of the twin flame connection, then that's great, because it does have many functions. It's to bring the third energy. It's absolutely to bring a new template of relationship in which humanity needs to see that. They need to witness that. It's here to really, for you and your beloved to join forces and to really bring an incredible mission or purpose, and that's meant to look very different from the next couple. So, you know, it varies as to what the mission is. Sometimes a twin flame couple mainly has a higher mission, and to bring love or to bring peace, and there's nothing wrong with that. Others have, you know, healing missions where they're side by side or working together in some sort of way. That's incredible too. So we have to be open to that. But union, how do we achieve union? I want to focus a little bit more on polarity. So we have divine feminine counterpart, we have divine masculine counterpart. But people tend to forget that union has to happen within and in the higher realms first before it has that opportunity to become physical. It has to be like that. The energy is the foundation. And we all have feminine and masculine energy. We all have polarity. So it's the challenge for us to be able to work with our own polarity and to harmonize that before we can actually have a chance to harmonize that polarity with our twin, because that's the physical representation, right? The goddess and the god, the divine feminine, divine masculine. So being able to work with our own polarity is really key. That's the golden ticket there. For divine feminines, we'll talk a little bit of some of the divine feminine wounds that we know about, and then we'll talk about some of the masculine wounds. And it's just so important to be open to this. I know it's so easy to go and click on twin flame card readings and be like, all right, what's going to happen today? When's union? Union's coming in 2 months, 3 months. Okay, we're on our way. What's happening with the karmic? What's happening with the karmic purge? You know, it's so easy to get really attached to that and wait on union as if it's something that's going to be just coming in. And, you know, that ship doesn't come in like that, guys. It really is about this inward transformational experience and then allowing that to change the physical layout of your world. It really, that's the truth. That's the truth of it. You know, sure, a lot of tarot card readers get a lot of clicks and things like that. But there are a lot of people out there who are in fear about this twin flame ascension. They're in doubt. They're not sure about how to do the work. Some might not even know to do the work. So that's why I'm happy to shed light on these things. So getting back to the polarity here, we have the feminine. When the feminine wounds are there for the feminine, energy, feminine counterparts tend to kind of go a little strong at times into their masculine characteristics, and that's because the feminine energy has been so wounded. As far as the counterpart, we'll say, the divine counterpart who's masculine, that's when that masculine energy is damaged and they tend to go more into the feminine characteristics. That's in that way. To make your own feminine masculine energy work, it's about that inner support of the feminine energy and masculine energy supporting one another on those inner levels, your own feminine masculine. So feminines throughout society, it's been very, very difficult, of course, with the feminine energy being very repressed throughout history, within karma, throughout karmic history. The feminine being very sexually objectified in so many ways, meant to feel less worthy and value so many levels. And, that tends to get a lot of feminines into this "I am woman, hear me" roar once they get their power back. And then it's, instead of healthy boundaries, there's creating these really stern, very, I'll say, brick walls when it comes to the masculine counterpart, because that feminine energy, that inward energy, has been so damaged. It's created a lot of distrust of the masculine energy. The feminine, tends to go into just feeling very unsafe, fairly unsafe in vulnerability. Feminine has also, throughout history, have become at times very codependent. It's time for the feminine energy to be healed. So to think about this and how to go about healing it is to think about, in meditation, reflecting on how feminine energy has really been so repressed, women kept back, and how your own traumas have really played into this, things that you've experienced, things from childhood and such, where you have not experienced unconditional love. Remember, divine feminine, unconditional love, the heart space, emotions. So at the emotional level, the heart level, where have you felt rejected? Right? Women have been rejected throughout history, and this is all a part of that and a part of ancestral wounding as well. So think about this. But where have you been wounded as far as feeling rejected, where you felt abandoned, where you didn't receive that nurturing energy? Perhaps there was a mother that wasn't nurturing in your life. Perhaps that's the case, that her energy was wounded. And so when we have something like that, for an example, we can tend to have relationships where we're very guarded, and it's not that it's not trusting, and building those really brick walls, firm walls, right? And being afraid of commitment, being afraid that someone's going to pull away, someone's going to reject you. You're going to have to deal with that type of pain. So it's not allowing yourself to be loved. And it's not allowing yourself to really feel so that you can give and receive love. And so there's woundings there. I mean, that's something definitely to consider if you have that situation. When we go through even childhood wounds, when we're seeing our parents and we're witnessing what happens there, perhaps mom wasn't treated right, perhaps there was some other sort of dysfunction that happened in the family, and it's really caused your feminine energy to just shut down, have guards, be more in that masculine energy of just over-guardedness, over-protectiveness, needing to fix, needing to control, needing to force, maybe even compulsive types of behaviors, not being able to surrender. Really very, very important here. It's important for the feminine polarity, the inside of you, that feminine polarity, to be able to feel safe in vulnerability. It's important for that feminine polarity to feel good enough to be able to connect with emotions, to be open without being afraid, to be able to trust. Right? The feminine is a very nurturing polarity. It's for us to be able to feel compassion, all of those things. And it's not just compassion for others, that has to begin with ourselves, being able to nurture ourselves, to take a look at our own needs, and to really connect deeply in that way and give ourselves what we need and be gentle with ourselves, accept ourselves, worth, all of that. So whether you are the masculine counterpart or the feminine counterpart, this is just the feminine polarity in itself. So important. Now, when we talk about the masculine, of course, has been emotionally emasculated for how long? Very difficult for masculines as well. Yes, feminine have gone through a lot, but it's also to think about what masculines have gone through and just all of the burdens and all the weight that they've had to carry and all the expectations of them needing to be that hunter-gatherer, to be able to provide protection, security, all of this, and how the masculines have been in this distorted energy of needing to forcefully stand their ground, needing to control, needing to prove that a bigger, stronger, more important, more valuable figure. And the masculines were never taught to connect with their emotions. Masculines were not allowed to cry. Masculines, if they were to show emotions, would show us, it would be a weakness. It would be considered a weakness that could possibly mean being bullied by other men. It could mean lots of things. It could mean that just a male figure is not respected because they're showing these emotions, and showing emotions is weakness. So there's been so many masculines that have shut down their heart space, have gone very guarded and really just very heavy in the analytical and logical sense, have been cut off from their intuition, cut off from their emotions. And it's difficult for them as well. And, the masculines do want to proclaim their truth. They want to step out and they want to stand in their power, right? And that true power, not that distorted power, distorted value, distorted power of that kind, distorted materialism. Masculines also, they've had this societal programming of you know, if you are to go with a lot of women, that it's like high fives and fist bumps from other men and things like that. And it's, again, it's a lot of just showing, hey, this is what I've gathered, and this makes me a man, and it all of those types of things, just be really competition and force and brutality and violence and all of these things that have come from past histories. It's so damaging to the masculine. And the masculine, it's for that masculine energy. Again, think with your own polarity within inside of you. If it's that own masculine energy that needs to feel supported, it needs to feel loved, right? And the feminine polarity could be able to provide that loving support to your own inner masculine energy, so that your inner masculine has the right ideas about empowerment and value and worth, not distorted ones, and can move forth and proclaim truth and express truth and take action from the heart space, from a healed heart space, from feeling good enough, from feeling worthy enough. Because I know a lot of issues develop here when it comes to the outward counterparts interacting. And that projecting will happen if these wounds are there, guys. It absolutely will. You know, and divine feminine counterparts get really pissed at divine masculine, and I feel like the divine counterparts just go through this dance of just, well, not even I know they do. They go through this dance of just wound matching. It's all wound matching, and then divine feminine thinks that the divine masculine is never going to change. A lot of it's put on the masculine and demonizing the masculine. Oh, they can't get it together. They just can't get their shit together. They're never going to be able to do this. Oh, well, not needed. And let me tell you, that's a reflection of the divine feminine counterpart's own imbalance with their polarity. It truly is. It's about healing that masculine energy within your own self, right? If the feminine is not able to be out there and express truth and feel empowered and feel value, that's because that masculine energy within has not been healed. So it's so vital, guys, that we take a look at these things so that way we can balance this out. And that's what's really going to drive union in so many ways. And this is where the collective is. So whatever you're going through right now, whatever is happening in your dynamic, and when I say dynamic, I mean the dynamic between yourself and your counterpart, I want you to really look at the mirror that it is and see how that is showing you what is imbalanced within with your own polarities, and how you can have your own feminine energy healed, feel safe, feel secure, right? Feel beautiful, feel accepted, all of these wonderful things, feel open, feel safe in being able to be vulnerable, and how that energy of nurturing and compassion and unconditional love can support your own inner masculine energy. And that's when you're going to move forward, and you're really going to create. You're going to really have an impact in the world. You are going to experience abundance in so many ways, right? So if life isn't moving forward, that masculine energy is not driving forward and not expressing, then there's definitely wounds happening there. So I hope that this is helping to just shed some light on this. And if you need any help at all, please visit me, theparanormalpriestess.com. I would love to do a channel reading for you to help to get underneath all of this and to understand what's happening in your connection. And we can definitely pinpoint and see where you can use that help. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Brightest blessings, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.